Okay, so we have a question here about how do you find the product of this question, and the expression here, or the question that we're looking at, is x plus 1 times negative 5x plus 7. So we're multiplying these two terms, and this relates to a major type of problem that we solve using the distributive property, which tells us that we can multiply each term, and these are the terms right here. Now I know a term because it's separated by an addition or subtraction sign and can't be simplified, right? I can't add negative 5x and 7, I can't add x and 1, but I see that x and 1 are separated by addition or subtraction, either case. That means x is a term and 1 is a term. That means negative 5x is a term. Negative 5 and x are connected by multiplication. That means it's one term. And then 7 is a term as well. So now what we do with the distributive property is essentially multiply each term by the other terms in the other set of parentheses. What do I mean? Well, here the number, or value x, this variable here, we're going to multiply it by the two terms, 1, 2, in this set of parentheses. And then we're going to multiply this number 1 by the same two terms in this set of parentheses. Essentially, we're going to distribute each term in the first group of parentheses and distribute them over to each term in the second parentheses. And we're going to multiply all those combinations. And that might seem overwhelming at first, but let's walk through it. Here, our first step would then be x times this first term. So that means x times negative 5x. Okay, and then we take x and multiply it or distribute to the next term. X times 7, right? X times 7. And we're adding there, it's a positive 7, so we add all these pieces. And then we have 1 by this first term, so that's just plus 1 times negative 5x. And then hang in there, 1 times 7, right? Plus 1 times 7. So we add all these pieces, and I'll come back to why that makes sense in a moment. But here, x times negative 5x, well, it's just negative 5 times x, or x squared, plus x times 7, it's usually written as 7x, plus 1 times negative 5x is negative 5x, put that in parentheses so I don't confuse the addition and subtraction, plus 1 times 7, or 7. So now we can simplify. 7x plus negative 5x is just 2x. Right? You could add the 7 and the negative 5 to get 2. And then we're basically done here. We have negative 5x squared plus 2x plus 7. You know you're done because you can't add or combine any of these terms. So why do we add each of these terms? It goes back to the idea of how we use the distributive property. What I think of is something like, let's say, at 12 times 8. Okay, well, here's a simple example, but we can split 12 up into 10 plus 2. And think of it this way. Okay, I can think, okay, let me distribute the 8. 8 times 10, which is 80, right? Plus 8 times 2, which is 16. And that's 96. In other words, what we do with the distributive property is multiply a term, in this case an 8, by each piece or term inside the parentheses, and then add them back together to get the total product. We're doing the same thing here. We're multiplying each term by the other terms in the other set of parentheses, getting those products, and then adding them up. All right, thanks. Hope this helped.